Tracee Ellis Ross's statement. Somebody made a comment and said that in reality, she's in rebellion towards traditional men. And I felt that that was more in line with the truth than anything else she's saying. She wants to be in rebellion towards these men that she wants, but they're not willing to compromise on certain things because they're at the position that they are. You know, um, I'll give this example. You consider yourself a beautiful woman. You have your beauty routine and everything like that. You know how to uh, make yourself look attractive.
Mhm.
Now, imagine a man, he approaches you, you guys get to know each other, and now he wants to control the way you look or give you advice on the way you look. Is that his business at this point?
No.
Right? Because the way you look already brought him in.
Right.
You know that your look can open doors. So why do you need more advice on how you look? You don't. And I would say the same thing with some women. It's like you have this successful guy. He already knows about success. He doesn't need your advice about success. You
Mhm.
can give it, but he doesn't need it. He
Mhm.
doesn't need a partner in that. He doesn't need you to teach him anything else. He already knows how to build his success. He needs you for other departments.
Mhm.
He might need you to maintain the home. He might need you to maintain the children. And you may not want to rock with that. All right, but that's what he wanted. So he's gonna go for somebody else. You know, I would say with people who are successful, they just have a routine and they're not trying to bend it or break it for anyone, if especially if it's unreasonable.
Yeah. And another thing that people like to kind of throw at her is, well, she's 52, she has never been married, she doesn't have kids, and you know, I think my thing is, this sort of thing that society throws on women, that by a certain age you have to have kids and you have to have been married at least once. And it's like, where, like, why? Like, why is it that, women are constantly being shamed for not being married and for not having kids by a certain age? Like, who made this up?
They're not being shamed. The ones that are being shamed are the ones who wanted to be single. They weren't thinking about getting married, and then later on in life they regretted it. And that was Tracy Ellis Ross's words.
Mhm.
You know, just a couple years ago, I think 5 years ago, she was on Oprah, and she was saying to Oprah, "I'm the chooser." Right? She was saying this like it was a flex. I
Yeah,
choose who I want to be
I
with.
think she said she chose not to have kids and she chose not to get married.
No, but then later on in that episode with Michelle, she says she regrets it or she feels this grief for not
Mm,
having children and not getting married.
mhm.
So I think society kind of shames or says, you know, I told you so behavior because way back when you were the one saying you don't need a man, you're not thinking about having kids, you're not thinking about those traditional paths. And then 20 years later, now you're regretting it. You
Mhm.
got your career, but you have no one to share it with.